directly behind them, but to the right a little bit.
I just realized I wasn't capturing audio until now. That's unfortunate.
Whoops.
Oops. Every now and then it undoes it, which is annoying. Okay. Okay.
Well, these are the good bits.
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, General Arnschild. So you have moved back to your infantry, and they are reforming at the crossroads facing southeast. And the cavalry is reforming, reorganizing behind them. Cumberland's gone off into the woods, although Alton's 3rd Division is also covering that flank, so just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so at some point I will need to talk to Orange, I guess. All right, so let's start in the southwest, I guess. So the horse artillery and the 2 Jaeger units that I have there continue to form line with Orange and have Orange assume command over these forces. Is that something that I can do this way, or do you need to talk to Orange about that?
You can
personally?
you can command them that. You may want to send them a dispatch so he knows as well.
Yes, I will do that. Okay, so they will integrate with Orange's forces and out of my hair, I guess. Then my cavalry forces, that's the 2 Dutch, 1 British light, and the KGL Hussars, are supposed to go to the northeast behind that forest, out of sight of the French forces, and recover a little bit. And my light infantry, if the 5th Division is not setting up on that hill or on that ridge behind the hill, then I will take that position. Otherwise, if they take that, I'll set up behind them and also take a breather for a little bit.
So move behind the hill.
And sorry?
So you want to move behind the hill?
I want to move basically behind where the cavalry is right now, so basically outside of view, so the artillery cannot shoot at me. I'm not sure if the 5th will take that position. If they want that position, I'll give it to them, and I'll be behind them.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, I want to be basically on that road, but behind the elevation. Well.
Okay.
And I personally want to talk to Orange, and I'll probably go there this turn.
Got it.
Thanks.
I'm going to go ahead and co-locate you.
You know, there's only so much space. So there's, they may
I keep running forever.
It's going to take them time to move.
James, Solt wanted to try and rally his 4th Horse Artillery.
Okay. That one of them's been back there for a while already.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that.
Okay. Gets them under control. Got it. And he's down in a valley, so he won't be able to see shit this turn.
He mentioned he had wanted them to come as command way earlier. Oh well.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Resol-
James,
Is
the
there,
Grand Battery in the center, there are no specific targets, so
is that going to be you
guys
or
do
me,
with that
James?
as you will.
Did they just unlimber, or can they fire now?
No, they're already unlimbered, so they're firing now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one rolls a 4 against the there. This rolls a 6 against that one. Fires there.
Is that cavalry
And then-
supposed to be attacking here?
Yes, charging. They were speculatively charging any artillery or disrupted units along that road.
Okay. Grand Battery is resolved.
I just wasn't sure what was going to be left there. But
They don't got many more places to run. Is this them supposed to be playing for time for the Prussians to arrive or something?
I don't know.
Hey, Aslan,
So, yeah.
did you give Wellington his 1030 screenshot?
Let me see.
Because I just noticed he was writing dispatches for 10 a.m. and I don't see a 1030 screenshot.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I haven't given even Orange a 10:30 one. Like, are we moving half an hour ahead?
No, we've been at 10:30.
Yeah, it's 10:30
So,
now.
sorry guys. Sorry guys. I'll do that just now.
Ironically, what this has turned into is they've chosen three different other strong points that are like hamlets or villages
That's
to use.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ground
But
behind them is
this-
much flatter.
But this one right here is in a bowl.
Yeah.
So once the French are on the ground above them, they're going to be able to see all
Everything.
these- Yeah, it's going to be the exact opposite of what Wellington was trying to do.
And a lot of this one's in
Yeah.
the bowl too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Napoleon seems to think they were being set up for being drawn in and then smashed backward, or the British would attack back in a massive counterattack. That's what he was thinking.
Are we also taking the orders for like after 10:30 screenshots?
Yeah.
Yes, you should be
Have you-
doing
okay,
full
sorry.
process to the turn, yeah.
Do you think he needs help?
Yeah, go to whoever he didn't go to. Go get Wellington's.
Wellington? Has he gotten a report?
Probably not.
I don't really the situation over there.
He just got a screenshot.
I can do it. I see.
Yeah, would you mind?
All right, Wellington. Sorry, we're catching you up. So 10:30, you move over to the far east of the flank of the line, and from 1st Brigade of the Dutch, I think it is, or maybe Alton even. He reports heavy or lots and lots of French cavalry movement just to the east of him. He's seeing them move into the woods. He's got Jaegers deployed. Oh, you can see it in your screenshot. Never mind. I wouldn't have given you that in my screenshot. But all right. So, yeah, what you see in your screenshot is the cavalry moving up. And, yep. What do you-
How are heavy cavalry against lancers?
Good.
Yeah, you think they can win?
Heavy. They're about even.
Even?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna send orders to both my heavy cavalry brigades. The second, who's just above me near Verd Cocoon, and the first, which is just off in my reserve on the right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to send orders to both of those brigades to attack the Lancers that are near the Le Roussart there at the bottom of the screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give instructions to the light cavalry to support the heavy cavalry, but to avoid, getting into a hard fight. And I'm going to order one brigade of my foot guards, the first brigade of the foot guards. I'd like for them to advance to the woods over here, join us. And they're going to help to screen the flank.
Got it.
The foot guards, all those troops that I just referred to, they're in my reserve, just in the village to the right, off to the right of my. Yep.
You also have your reserve artillery under Somerset. Just as a reminder. So, no, artillery. I mean cavalry.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what. Yes, those are the ones I was referring to. So I said send the message to all the heavy cavalry under my reserve. I was referring to
them too.
Somerset was the first, and then Ponsbury who's the second. Ponsbury's near me, and Somerset is near the village.
Got it. Okay. Are you staying here?
I'm gonna stay here and until the situation gets contained. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
All right. Now we can do 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Can you please promote me again? I crushed.
Yes. Promotion.
Should just put the auto promoter in.
There you go.
Umpire who's doing nay, how would you describe the progress of his attack?
Hasn't even started.
Hasn't even started? Okay.
Not really.
I just want to know what I can tell Napoleon.
Yeah, I mean he's just setting it up. He advanced through to the farm without resistance.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. So, a lot going on. The Jaegers arrive at Mont Saint Jean and kind of move to the right of the line and in amongst the buildings. French cavalry charge your horse artillery.
Wait. Time out. Isn't Aaron Shield somewhere else?
No, he's with you.
Yeah, I came over to you to talk about the distribution of forces. I'll leave here soon.
All right,
I meant you to leave this turn.
Try not to interrupt my report, please.
Okay.
All right, so French cavalry have charged some of your horse artillery just outside the town and overran it. The infantry there are firing from their positions and firing back to repulse. The French have formed a new battery very close by, less than half a mile away, firing into the town now. And you're positioned. Some of your guns are firing back. And the 2nd Brigade, your light infantry, have fallen back behind the line, or behind the hill as ordered. And your cavalry have moved to the south. Although they send a courier reporting that French lancers have been spotted. Sorry, I said south. I meant north. They've been spotted to the north of them, emerging from the forest. And Cumberland also reports.
Behind us? Behind us?
Yeah, behind you. Cumberland also reports lots of French cavalry moving into and around the forest that you asked him to watch. But the courier mentions that Wellington, he passed Wellington on the way to you, and Wellington seems to be overseeing that flank.
Okay. I am to detach 1st Brigade of 2nd Division, go south to investigate, and then meanwhile, I think it was 1st Division of 3rd Brigade. They went on a wild flank there to withdraw normally to our lines. That was just a bit of a misstep. And my artillery, my 5 damage artillery is to retreat back to our lines. The Jaegers are to advance into Nivelle and take up better positions. And yeah, that's my orders.
All right, go on. So
Okay.
you want 1st Brigade or 2nd Division, 1st Brigade to go where?
To go investigate what you were talking about.
Okay.
I think we have strong forces there. I don't think you need to go there really.
Okay.
There's a whole British brigade right behind me, so I think we're pretty good for now.
All right. All right. Then everything holds except the artillery is to withdraw. The Jaegers are to get into a better position in Nivelle, and my flanking force is to go back to the hill. All right. That was just a. Never mind.
Okay. Are you ready to take my orders, James?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so the forces that I had between Famet, Mont-Saint-Jean, and Mont-Saint-Jean proper are now under Orange's command.
Mm-hmm.
So I will not take care. I will race back towards the British and KGL artillery on the hill. And that's going to be my position for now. My light, KGL lights and the Jaegers are going to swap position with the British 5th right behind me. By the way, I'm assuming command of everything.
Yeah,
to the
he's
left
assuming
of
command of
the
everything that
division.
is not Dutch. He's assuming command of the mixed stuff. Okay?
Okay.
So everything left of 2nd Division is going to be under my command soon. So the British 5th Brigade and my light 2nd Brigade will trade positions, basically. I want the British line in front. And I'll go to the artillery. And I need to have a better report on those Lancers. I want to know how many squadrons we're talking.
Okay.
So send that to the light calf.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. General Picton?
Hi.
No, I haven't yet. Okay. So, you move back east, or you stay back east, I can't remember now.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if that was what I ordered.
No. Well, sorry. No, you're not there. You are. Are there 2 Pictons? Oh. There's a Picton
Yeah, I was
division.
also confused about that.
Alright, my bad. You are
no worries.
Up on the next hill with Munden and Verdun with the French coming down on you.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I ordered.
Oh, well, that's what was understood by the men.
I asked specifically to go in parallel with Ostred and Lundborg, but I guess that's what we get. Was that my fault?
Yeah, I thought you were asking for them to move where the cavalry were. That's no big deal. We can move you back there.
All right. Is it alright if I send you a screenshot for my movement, or do I have to describe it?
No, you can send a screenshot.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Do. And pause the screenshot. Let's take another. Where are my pieces go? These guys here instead.
I guess I should qualify it. You gotta do it quickly.
Yeah. Screenshot. Oh, piece flew away. Sorry, my pieces. I lagged and all my pieces knocked into each other. Screenshot. Capture. Boom. Okay. Let me know if there's any conflictions.
Okay.
I think that light infantry broken was supposed to be down there, actually. And I was also had a question. The forces directly south of Patton, the the green Highland, the 44th foot that's red. Are those under my command?
I don't know. Let me check. Hold on. They are part of 2nd Corps. They're under Hill's command. Although he may have forgotten them.
I was asked to send reserve. I was asked to send reserves to there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and elect to send those guys to take the road directly south of them. Not to get on that road, but the road directly south of them.
Mm-hmm.
Follow that road from my west. If the map is flipped, then it's east. But to co-locate with what's his name, Wellington, to take that road straight shot across. Try to go there.
Okay. I think Wellington's coming to speak with you, actually, so...
Awesome. Could I... yeah.
Okay.
Actually...
What hope do the British have at this point?
This French assault's basically textbook.
Okay, what unit would this battery be firing at? Because all these guys are mostly down at... Maybe that one?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, they could try to skip. They could try to aim just over the lip and get it like a plunging shot. Oh, it's canister range. You just aim up in the air and blast them.
Yeah, for continuity's sake, I think we'll...
Just confirming, James, you took Orange's orders as well, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Did these move up already, or do they have more movement room, Louis? Or
They can move up more. I was
Who?
trying to resolve the artillery first to make sure that
yeah, I'll just...
it wasn't going to just instantly...
You want to
shatter.
add smoke for me, and I'll start doing rolls?
Yeah.
Why is the 55th line so wide over here?
That I was testing something. I wanted to see if I liked that better or not, and I didn't. But
Yeah.
It's the exercise.
Double strength.
Oh, God.
Oh man, the Dutch are going to stand their position. They're screwed.
They're gonna eat it. Yeah.
They are screwed.
They've been standing the whole time, actually.
Oh, I forgot to mark the artillery fire. I need to do that too. Nobody did artillery fire here, right?
Not yet.
Moving would be too over the top. It's not a Dutch thing to do.
No. Where is their... What is this? The division commander? Oh, he doesn't even know that brigade is about to eat it. Oh, wow. That's...
Picton. Yeah, Picton doesn't know his left is in danger. Well, now he does.
He will.
Meanwhile, there's basically a whole corps of Brits over here doing fuck all.
Why do I feel like that? Why do I feel like that's always a theme in most of our games? That there's usually just one corps that
Just circle jerks in the back.
Every game is the Battle of the Bulge.
Whose corps is that on the right?
Hills.
Hill.
Ah.
He's laid an exquisite ambush for troops that just aren't coming.
It's usually the commander that has this idea that there's going to be a brilliant ambush.
Waiting for that super ambush. Okay. Is all the combat done?
Everything's done on my side.
I did my
Yep,
side.
everything's done over here. So I think we're good.
Alright. It is now...
Whoever's... Okay, sorry.
Whoever has Picton can send the same screenshot to Wellington and
Yeah.
Paget.
I'll do them all.
Yeah. I'll take
Some
orange.
of this
then.
artillery here, is that shooting into 6th Division?
Yes. Yep. Well, this artillery was firing at the other battery. This battery hit 1st Battalion of the 2nd Light.
Okay.
11:30.
Alright, General Arnschild. So you move back to the far left of the army's wing. You send orders ahead to the 5th Brigade, the British 5th Brigade, to move up and take the position of your light infantry. Let's see.
Yep.
You can see the French are steadily advancing towards your position, starting to move up onto the hill and engage muskets with both your artillery and some of the forward infantry lines. Lines are still holding though; they just barely started firing. You send out for reports and get reports back. So Cumberland and Alton and Maitland all report that the French have withdrawn from the woods. They've gone back east and southeast, including the Lancers that were there. So they basically all ran away. But your own cavalry was moving to pursue them. Some of the reserve cavalry had also moved, but then pulled off. Cumberland is holding the crossroads. They've got the roads covered now with light infantry and Cumberland, so they're watching it now better.
Okay, so which crossroad is that, though?
All of them.
Inside the forest, you mean?
Yep.
Okay, good. So that means I have my 4 cavalry squadrons, or is it 5 maybe even? No, 4, I think it's 4. all spread out in the wood covering those intersections?
It's more infantry than cavalry. You got 2 divisions or 2 brigades holding the woods essentially.
Right. Okay. And the French assault that are coming up the hill here just started. So I would say the British 5th is to engage with the opposing French 1st Brigade, I guess that is. In fire combat, we want to bring the 5th and 8th KGL line forward to support the British artillery. I don't want that overrun by the French. And the French and the artillery itself, the KGL and the British, to focus fire on any of those battalions that seems reasonable, probably the 2nd B, or anyone really. But focus on the infantry and try to get them to disengage. And I will want to go further to the northeast and get a better picture from my forces facing to the south, outside of the wood, basically. I want to have a personal look what's there, and possibly assemble my cavalry in one spot to have a strike force ready.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have you guys got an update yet?
I gave him a general update, but if you want to give a more dedicated update to Picton and Wellington, feel free to.
Well, I didn't do combat on this side, but you can see the lots and lots of French forces advancing. Your Nassau Brigade is engaged. Some of your artillery nearby is starting to fire. And you've got, for Picton, you've got the 10th Brigade coming as ordered, as well as Hill's 3rd Brigade coming up towards you as ordered.
Bring Picton, bring your 9th Brigade pack, bring him back. If you sent him away, bring him back.
They've just been sitting to the north. But
Oh, they're still there? I thought Picton ordered them to move out.
I don't think so.
Okay. Hey, you're on mute, Picton, by the way.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, so the 9th are still there, the green and blue, red guys.
Mm-hmm.
Green and red guys.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of the pieces. Move that guy actually there.
Do you? Oh,
Screenshot.
do you want to move up your left flank, Picton?
Sorry.
Are you moving up your left flank? The guys that are on the behind the slopes.
I'm moving my red foot shoulder soldiers to reinforce my black infantry, and my red artillery to move behind my yellow and black artillery.
Sorry, I was referring to the forces at the bottom left of your screenshot, the ones you have hiding behind the reverse slope. Are you deploying them to your front line?
No. Should I?
I would absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, I just flipped a piece across the board.
Right now, Orange is in trouble. He's got a division that's getting hit in the flank, and you can hit the French by surprise, and you're going to need those reserves.
Do we want to move them directly on the road, or how far?
I would recommend
good slope right now. Do we want to move them up in the slope?
the artillery.
Sorry, what?
I would suggest to line them up with your artillery batteries on your black and yellow artillery batteries. I would bring them up to the line there.
Yeah, same. I would say they're
it.
needed to save Orange's flank.
Okay. They are there. Let me check my screenshot just one more time. Cool. Okay, those guys are moved up. I'm gonna take that screenshot and post it. Nine. I can make it bigger.
Your screenshots are taking too long. You really just got to give the orders verbally.
Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted my reserves in the south to move in parallel with my artillery, and my red artillery to move also, and the red foot to reinforce my first line. Sorry, I just have PTSD after the last one.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Last one.
Also from Lord Hill to Wellington, I'm considering moving from my position.
Looks like he is moving.
All right, good.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Once they're damaged, they can't go below 4, right?
Yeah.
They can't go below 1 above what they previously what they started.
This is getting a little cramped up over here.
Okay, so it's Underworld Thieves.
How would it work? So Napoleon has ordered Mortier and the guard to tell Ney that they are now under Ney's command. Should that just be done by dispatch, or is that something that I, acting as Mortier as an NPC, could go into Ney's channel and tell him?
I'd say the latter.
Yeah,
Ney is at the front. He's at 1st Division right now.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. Yeah, Mortier's back here.
It's going to take him a minute.
Okay, so maybe I'll wait till next round.
I think that's acceptable, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you would have a runner probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just blasting into the woods there, isn't he?
Yeah, he just wants to give him something to think about. While he considers charging. Those are his words.
Where are the orders for these French units? Is that a charge?
Assault, yeah.
I bet you we see a whole bunch of charges next turn.
First infantry is that.
So they both miss. Now they're engaged. Yeah, so that one's done. These two stay the same. Okay, so that one's done. All that artillery.
I got it.
Okay.
I have the artillery. It just melted the 1st infantry.
And then you handled these artillery up here for the French? Yep, okay.
Yeah, that's the one I handled.
The Grand Battery here has been handled?
Yeah, I didn't do those.
Oh, they haven't been done yet. Okay. They still need doing.
Okay. And I take it they're doing, these two over here are doing...
They were told to shoot whatever, essentially. So.
Yeah, I did those.
These are done already over here?
These ones?
Done.
Oh, okay. No. These still need to be done.
Finished it.
These 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are done.
Oh, those are done?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah.
I was just checking it off. Sorry.
Yep. And then all these are good.
Yep.
Yeah, they blasted some line to pieces.
Did you already handle this unit?
I didn't. The 2nd foot, I didn't see that was shooting.
The Gifhorn.
It's pretty far range. You just got there, so you don't even have to roll for it.
Whilst you're still combat, calculating combat, I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll stick out the chance.
Alright, so I think all that combat east of here is taken care of. Is orange combat done yet?
So was someone saying they had done that combat or not?
Yes. Yeah, that was done.
Okay, yeah, it's
Okay.
done. We're good then.
Oh boy.
All right, 12 o'clock. I guess I can do. Paget's not with Picton anymore.
No, he's off on his own. Should have moved him. But he is probably going to be charging this turn.
Mm. 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And Napoleon, Ryle, and Sult should all be in the same voice chat.
Am I good to take screenshots?
Yep.
Yeah, I think everyone already did.
Cool.
I can do Ryle since he's with Napoleon. I can give him the same one.
Salt is also with Napoleon.
All right. Do you want me to do them both?
That'd be great. Well, I mean, screenshot-wise, I'll come down and take orders.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do Napoleon's order still, which I don't know what the hell he's going to have to. I don't know what he's going to order, but not much he can control here.
All right, Orange Child, you move into the woods to kind of get a picture of what's going on there. And as you're nearing the edge, you see French guns setting up, and they just start blasting into the woods.
Nice.
First Brigade, the Belgians are there taking cover behind the trees, doing their best to fire back. But you just got tons of cannons just blasted through the trees, nearly taking you out yourself. But your cavalry have moved up back to Vert Coucon and are awaiting orders, and you can see the lots of French cavalry, heavy cavalry, moving up, threatening the flank of your line. Your line's holding at the moment, as far as you can tell, and yep, that's about it.
All right. What do I have in forces to the outside of what I'm seeing right now?
So you've got so the Dutch, no, not the Dutch, the Belgians, whoever the Yellow are, Yellow Brigade. They've got 4 or 5 units spread out throughout the woods. I guess it's all Alton's 3rd Division. So they're spread out through the woods, covering the crossroads. Alton also has Maitland's, some British troops, some foot guards. Actually, some elite guard infantry are also guarding the woods further north. Some other crossroads. And then besides that, there's the British guards that are in reserve to the west. I don't think you command those, but
I don't think so. So that means there are more troops in the forest. Do I have any reports from them that there is any enemy activity?
No. Cumberland reports that French lancers are just at the edge of the woods to the east, but not pushing inside anymore.
Okay. All right. So I want Cumberland to keep an eye on those lancers.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever infantry I have further down in the woods to move towards Vert Cousin, but in the cover of the woods, or actually north of the woods, to stay out of those cannons and out of sight.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far they get. If they get into Vert Cousin, set up position there. My 4 squadrons of cavalry are to go south and support the left side of my KGL line and artillery, expecting an immediate attack from the French cavalry there. So I want them to intercept that.
Okay.
If it happens, I don't want to charge ahead of that, but if they come in, I want them to intercept that and protect the guns.
Got it.
And the Belgians that are engaged with the horse artillery withdraw further into the woods outside of cannon fire range and form something of a line there, but recessed from the outside. And I myself will go towards the KGL artillery, but I don't want to be. In case it's going to be overrun, I'm going to go into Vert Cousin or into that southern edge of that wood to have a good eye on the battlefield there.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take them if James isn't taking them.
I'm here to take them.
Okay, got it. See.
I'm going to go to meet with the Duke of Orange.
Okay. Picton, you ready for your orders?
Ready. I would like simply to move behind my yellow on my left. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh God.
All right.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Draw lines to depict where you're doing combat and where you're not. So I'll do everything this side of the black.
I'll
take
this
everything.
side, you mean?
Yeah, you handle those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll leave those for you.
Is this French cavalry charging?
It is. I just didn't know the rule on disrupting the charge from the hussars. Is that automatic?
I got it.
Okay. But yeah, their orders were to charge.
Is Milhad with them and Kellerman?
Yeah, why not?
Here, I just gotta move these pieces out of the way really quick.
Who's got Paget?
And these are all assaults. These are all charges for the entirety of
bayonet charge.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Of course they are. It's in the game bayonet charge time.
Yep.
I don't think it's a bad move though.
No,
with
it's
what they've seen from the coalition.
What he wanted to do from the start, really.
Are they? Oh, they're all bayonet charging. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
So once the enemy bayonet charges, your own units can't really move, can they? Like, can't disengage, right?
Right. They're
Right.
Got it.
pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. Orange's orders are pretty much ineffective then.
Nope.
All right. So first.
Yes.
Did you already move the guard up?
I have not, no.
Okay. Their order to go up that road, basically.
Okay, let's see what.
No, I'm processing dispatches right now.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, no worries. If you don't, if you want to do it, great. Since they're nays now, but I can also move them up when I'm done.
The Brits have done something aggressive for once. Good for them.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. Do you think the infantry would not form square in response? I suppose they wouldn't, no.
They're in the woods.
Yeah. No, I mean the one on the outside the woods.
Oh well, they're under artillery fire and they're screwed.
Ah, okay. Good point.
They got broken by artillery fire anyway.
Is there a disruption level at which they can no longer form square?
If they're at 6, so close to breaking, they basically won't follow any orders except to fall back if given. So it's judgment call really at that point. But.
These guys break. Would this unit here take any disruption from the landwehr breaking?
I personally would say yes.
Yes.
Because they're pretty.
Absolutely.
And then how about the Ostertide? Give them one too.
Man, the Brits look like they're making a fucking shoulder-to-shoulder line across the entire map at this point.
Longest line wins.
Apparently.
Do you think these guard would engage here? The orders were just to advance and come up.
No, they were pretty far back, right?
Yeah, they were
they were pretty far back.
Half a mile.
Yeah. All right, so I'll keep them in column.
Oh, now for the cavalry charge. Should be fun.
Wow, the British cavalry charge actually went pretty according to plan.
Yep, gone.
Did the British not take any disruption from that?
They're taking charge disruption, but I have yet to roll for response disruption.
Okay.
And I rolled.
But I didn't see any counter charges, so it you know, I'm not.
Well, I didn't move them.
Were there orders for?
No, there was no orders.
Whoops.
Although I feel like they were told to rest, I feel like at that point, though, they've been sitting there a while. They'd see the Brits coming a mile away and countercharge.
Yeah, but in sort of a disjointed fashion, not a.
Yeah.
And they weren't in any sort of formation.
No, they were not.
5, 6. So they, did a little damage.
I mean,
But that cavalry charge is going in well.
Yeah, they just routed an entire French brigade. Yeah. That
Emperor's under a little pressure there.
Do we want to give the players a chance to give orders and then maybe run a double turn since most of the stuff is in a charge now anyways?
I need to look at the whole map.
I mean, that's Napoleon right there. Boy, he's in a little bit of trouble.
I need to roll those artillery really quickly. Just a second.
Which artillery are you rolling? I would say these three are out of action because they're at 5 and 6, and I think they've been firing the past 3 turns.
2 turns.
Okay, so yeah, give them a. And I handled everything to the left of that. Well, I didn't roll for the Grand Battery over here. I can do that real quick.
Grand Battery.
Oh my god. Third light disintegrates.
Miss.
4.
Miss.
This is that canister.
Are the French in trouble?
A little bit.
Where?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, on there.
Yeah, over here.
They got lots of reserves, but yeah.
They've kind of got themselves gummed up, though.
Hey, when you're rolling, you're giving the cuirassiers +2 in their attacks, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the lancers +2.
On the initial charge,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I'm surprised they're doing.
What is this? What is this pile of stuff here?
Yeah, that's nutty.
The lancers and cuirassiers over here weren't organized to countercharge, so I was giving the cuirassiers +2, but wasn't giving it to the lancers because they'd already charged once, actually.
Oh, the pile of stuff is just spent cavalry, not relevant for the battle anymore. Just getting it the hell out of the way.
How many more turns do we think we're going to do?
I'm debating calling it now. I'm just trying to think about who's winning.
I think it's hard to tell at this point. It depends how the French respond to their left.
Well, the Dutch are breaking over here, but they got some reserves.
True.
And the French got the whole guard.
The guard's coming up.
Yep, the guard about to punch through.
Now, obviously, they're doing well here, but will the cavalry be able to?
Yeah, because they have this cavalry here, but it probably won't be enough by itself to stop all that cav.
But they got all the infantry there. These guys
they do
form square. I think it's a French victory.
I think so too, because all these guys, they're not in a position to launch any type of counterattack.
No.
I mean,
the 9th is jumping down their throat too after this.
Yeah, and even if they launched some type of counterattack, the guard's able to take them, and the Dutch aren't any issue right now. So I'd say it's a French victory.
Yeah, this cavalry charge is nice, but it's a pretty fragile. Even if it's wildly successful, there's no one to support it.
Right.
No, it prevents the French from completely rolling over the position, but
yeah. That in combination with that grand battery, that battery on that ridgeline did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's well done. All right, let's bring everyone to the lobby.
Oh.
I hate it when that happens.
Seriously, who was that?
All right, is this everyone? Looks like it. Oh. All right, welcome. Thanks, everyone. That was fun. So, before I show my screen and do my normal spiel, let's hear from the CIC, see how they feel like they're doing. We'll start with Wellington.
I am very satisfied. I think that the French had some strong, well-planned attacks. I think they're putting in a strong effort, but I think that we have some advantages and some key points in the battlefield, and also some reserves, some critical reserves on hand to help us continue to hold out. I think we can win it.
All right. And Napoleon?
We really haven't fought, so I think we've got some attacks going in this turn. I think based on how well those went, it would decide the day. I mean, we basically concentrated 2 huge attacks when we finally found the enemy. So it's based off of that.
All right. Let me share my screen. All right, so here's the current end state at 12:30. So the French, of course, the French didn't have much more room to deploy more than they were historically. So obviously they started there. The coalition, I would say, was more further back in their deployment. So they didn't try to hold the 3 historical strong points as much. They did have some scouts there, but and Paget's cavalry corps tried to hold this area for a little while, but basically they were given up pretty quickly, and so a lot of the first few hours was just scouting, skirmishing, some forward units fighting, at least on the left side from what I saw. I think there's a little bit heavier fighting around here. But the coalition had Hill's corps kind of concentrated here, Picton's corps concentrated here, and then the Prince of Orange's division along here. So kind of 3 points as well with those larger towns, but a bit further back than the historical lines. And I had Picton and I forgot the name already, Arthchild, on the coalition side, and let's see, there's a lot that went on. I'm trying to remember. Basically, I think the French did a pretty good job staying organized, having an organized attack, concentrating, good use of artillery. The coalition was pretty spread out for a lot of it, and maybe too spread out, especially with Hill over here. Here towards the end, Hill's coming in, reinforcing towards the center. And in terms of the current end state, where we're calling it, there's a huge cavalry charge coming in, breaking through this position over here. And so the coalition here was able to repulse this part of the attack, but the Dutch here are starting to get broken through here. So the French are making inroads here and here. And then I think the Guard is coming right up the middle, so they're already breaking through with the cavalry there. I think the Guard's gonna punch through. Now we do have fresh elite, the Guard, the reserve for the British. So those will be able to hold a second line at least for a little while. But over the next hour or so, 1 to 2 hours, the whole left wing of the coalition army would be breaking essentially. Now the center, they haven't had too much fighting yet. They're just barely starting to get into the fight. So, but the lines are thin. You can see these units coming in reserve. But one thing that worked out well for them, they had a grand battery over here that did a lot of good work, and then the cavalry charge was quite successful. So the French are breaking here on the far left of the French line, and that's going to open up this here. Now there are some French cavalry here, and I guess these guys can form square, but that's going to slow the attack over here on the French left. So I think they'll have, the British and coalition will have, at least they'll be able to last longer here, but you can see the French are very concentrated. I don't know how much more that the coalition cavalry will be able to do. And so overall, we're calling it a French victory, but very well fought on both sides. The coalition had a harder time because it didn't rain last night, and so the French got to attack much earlier in the day, so they couldn't hope for any more Prussians to arrive in support of them, so they had a pretty tough time of it. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say. So there's a lot of us here. I should mention, I'm really grateful for all the umpires. There's a lot of pieces here. It's a big battle, lots of players, and all the umpires did really good, so I appreciate their help. We're going to hear from all the umpires first, just to share their side of things, and then we'll hear all the players will have a chance to share their 2 cents. So we'll start with umpire Aslan.
Okay, hello everyone. This was my second umpire game, and I had orange and half of Wellington's turns. I think props to the French right for for that great attack. I think that pretty much decided the battle. Orange had a tough time there. His units had a lot of disruption at the start of the battle, but I think he managed it pretty well. Just at the end of it, I think the French managed to break through, but overall, I think him and Wellington played pretty well. Though there was this one funny dispatch that Mike showed us. I think Orange sent it to Wellington that he was holding his side of things pretty well, although I think they were about to crumble pretty soon. So yeah, I think great game from both the sides, and yeah, I look forward to more of these. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Umpire Louis. You there, J-Rock?
Oh yeah. I only had Moulton, and he was struggling along. Very conservative, but what really played out for the French, he formed that Grand Battery in the center, had the initial engagements with the Dutch before they moved off, and pretty much held that position, and all his infantry formed that reserve that we were talking about. That would be a point of contention for the cavalry charge from the British.
All right. Thank you. Umpire Mike.
Hello. So I was dispatch boy, and also with Napoleon. From that perspective, I think the French did a really excellent job coordinating across the battlefield. Their dispatches were really tight. They were clear. And they were able to reorganize after expecting the coalition further forward. Their initial plan had some fun stuff like, juking with the Imperial Guard and doing some fun stuff like that. But they were able to really reorganize quite quickly and change their attack pattern. I think the coalition had a little bit of sort of historically, right? 3 different nations, right, trying to coordinate. I think there was a little the coordination wasn't quite as tight, which but they were bringing it together in the end there. It would have been nice to see a few more turns, but as we all know, it's 3 hours in, so. But nice job. Well played by all.
Thank you. Umpire Nero.
I had Soult and Renee. I think it's pronounced Renee. Yeah, however you pronounce that. I think one of the best things that they kind of did, because they tried to work together for the majority of that, was they kept relatively well organized despite having to chase the enemy quite a far distance. They started right here along this road back here and had to chase them all the way up here, and despite all that movement and setting up for a second assault, they've kind of they kept their troops well organized, and by the time they got up here, they're in pretty good position to have a compartmentalized assault on the enemy, which initially was is going pretty good. Despite the presence of cannon and everything, there they knocked out quite a few battalions initially. Yeah, overall, it was pretty fun to umpire for them.
All right, Umpire Sean.
I thought it was a very interesting Waterloo, with the historical objective for the French being achieved pretty early in the battle because everything got given up in the southern half of the map. So we got to fight in a different place, which is always cool. And I guess the only main difference is that behind, without using the reverse slope kind of concept, the ground past this line where we're at here now is pretty flat on the right-hand side, and then pretty disadvantageous for the defender on the left. So it might be a little tough to, hold there. And I think that would play into a potential French victory, but I mean, obviously, if the Prussians still came in, it would still be a tough day for Napoleon.
All right. Slock?
So I had Peggott, who had that cavalry defense at Hougoumont originally. He did a pretty good job of defending and screening here, and then pulling back and actually reforming behind the lines. And then his part after that was to form that Grand Battery here. And he was actually pretty smart that he took a turn to hold position and then launched that cavalry attack at the end there. So instead of just going right in, also electing to hold back, not lead from the front. I think this is a pretty decisive French victory because they still have the guard, and the left flank of the coalition is collapsing right now. I don't think this cavalry charge has the momentum to go through all this infantry. I mean, it may slow the advance in the center, but at the end of the day, I think we still had the Scots Greys going across some open ground in a beautiful charge, but I think it was a little too late to make a difference in the battle with no infantry support to follow up that attack. But overall, this was an interesting version of Waterloo to do, and give credit to all the players involved.
All right, thank you. Squire?
I had Lord Hill on the far western side, far right-hand side of the Allied line, and I rolled a lot of the combat on that side of things. I think Lord Hill laid an amazing ambush. Unfortunately, the French neglected to send any men over to trip it, and the French did a fantastic job of coordinating their assaults. It really was pretty as a picture out there sometimes, the way they were all formed up. Yet, overall, I want to echo all my fellow umpires. This was well fought on all sides, and had a lot of fun umpiring it. Thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, now we'll hear from all the players. So I'm just going to go alphabetically. So Arndt's Child, you're first.
Hi there. Well, first of all, thank you, James, and thank you to the umpire team. That was my first time playing as a player, and it was pretty exciting and big fun. I was initially had two brigades at the left flank covering the approaches, basically scouting and falling back slowly and being annoying to the approaching French, which was kind of difficult because they approached basically in a pretty menacing line and very relentlessly. So there was, I don't think, much damage that could be done or that I did do. Yeah, and in the end, about the middle of the game, the Prince of Orange and I, we changed forces. So he took some of my forces and I took basically the far left flank. That's where the cavalry broke through ultimately in the end. And that was, also fun to see. We did recognize the French cavalry corps, I think at about 11:30 or so. And we knew that this was going to be a hot area, but amazing fun. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, Emperor Napoleon, we get to hear from you again now that you've seen it all.
Yeah, it was, I think I would have definitely preferred if the enemy had kept to a more historical strategy. This was, we had fun for sure, but at the end there, it just was like, well, I guess we have to concentrate into big hammer blows and break up their line somewhere. We didn't. We had a big strategy that we had planned out, and we didn't really get to use it, which But well played to everybody. I think everybody on my team did a really excellent job adjusting to the new circumstances. Thank you very much, Kellerman, for breaking the enemy line with a charge, and everybody else for killing the coalition. Good job.
Thank you. Wellington.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add. Honestly, I had a ton of fun. It was really great fun developing a plan for this and trying to do something a little bit unique and different. I didn't want to just follow an exact historical situation because it wasn't the historical situation at all. I knew that we weren't going to have those reinforcements, and my objective for the coalition side was really to shorten our lines by bringing it to some of those natural terrain features to give us more depth. and ultimately to just slow down, delay the enemy as long as possible, and hopefully be able to basically survive was my goal. Win by not losing. And it turned out to be a very challenging game. The French did very, very well, very well organized attacks. And yeah, I'm just very proud of my team. I think they did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Kellerman?
So, I have a bone to pick with the coalition for forming up so far back, because I mean I spent most of the game feeling kind of like a fool looking for them across the eastern flank there. I think I went north and south. I want to say like 3 times in a row, trying to figure out how to fight them as the battle lines kind of formed up, without any real way to get to them. Until finally, I just tried to charge through like the 200 yards or however many little gap that it was to charge through in the end. At one point, I even thought about going through the woods, trying to like find some way to get around the battle lines, but it was a lot of fun. I definitely had a lot more freedom of operation than I thought I was going to have going in, because there was this great big detailed plan I was going to follow, and then it kind of had to all go out of the window immediately when none of it was applicable anymore. So it was fun improvising. I'm glad that things, still managed to stay coordinated despite the level of improvisation needed from each player. So I think we did a really good job on that front, staying in communication and managing to stay cohesive. That, very easily could have become an absolute mess, right? So, good job to all the France players. Sorry to Marshal Ney that I wasn't able to help him as much as I wanted to until the end. And yeah, GG to the coalition as well. You guys played well.
Don't worry, it was perfect timing at the end.
Yeah, the force there especially was like a really great anchor, I think, for your eastern flank. Because again, it was really hard for me to actually find a gap at the end to attack through.
Alright. General Picton.
Hi, thanks for everyone's hard work. It was a real pleasure being with Wellington. Yeah, holding the middle. I was just telling Wellington, honestly, his deployments were really good. It was pretty easy to follow along, and yeah, I honestly think that I could have just left things as they were, and they would have been even better. Yeah, thanks for everyone's work. That's all.
All right, Lord Hill.
I have not much to say about my particular sector of battle, because not much really went down. We had a battery, and that was about it. As for the plan, British plan, I think the ahistorical nature of our plan worked out to our benefit. If we made it harder for the French to execute their plan, or to waste more of their time, then I think it was a sound strategy for us to adopt, being so far south. Unfortunately, the battle did not go as we intended, but that's just battle. Great game, and my umpire was amazing. I loved those reports, Squire. Really great stuff. That's all.
Nice. All right, Nay.
Hello. Firstly, thanks to the umpires and for the work, and again, still a fantastic map, James. It's a very odd battle, honestly. Spent 2 hours of it not knowing where anyone was or where, and trying to guess where the line was, and then at the end, just basically throwing my whole corps in just to get into some fighting, really, which went pretty well. Kellerman, I think there was a lot of excellent communication between our side. The initial pan, I think, from Jen was actually pretty good. Not that it would turn out that way, but I'm pretty pleased with the attack. I think James got it right. We were breaking, Kellerman turning up with my attack perfectly timed, and Napoleon giving me the guard at the end was also perfectly timed, so that was coming up to go straight up the road, so I think that would have been the end. Just a very strange battle. I've played this battle a few times where it started early and the French have won every time pretty easily. So I think actually for the British, if the Allies, it's a pretty tough ask for them to fight this battle in that situation. So they did, as well as it could have just, just strange. I say I would wish it was a bit more historical, but I understand the reason why they went with it. Anyway, it was a good game, and I'm going to bed because it's very early here now. So I'll see you next time, folks. Thanks a lot for the game, everyone.
Thanks, Arp. Salt?
Yeah, so first of all, thanks everyone for participating in this battle, and thanks for umpires, because I think this was such a large scale conflict, because there's more than 200 pieces to monitor and stuff. And so yeah, pretty much I had left flank cavalry from the French, and when I saw that artillery forming up, that coalition grand battery, I was very scared, because that artillery made my cavalry pretty much useless at the left. So that's why I try to concentrate my cavalry shift to the right, to the center, to maybe break them there. If I stayed at the left, I think I could have died or something, because it is really risky to fight in front of the grand batteries that was formed by coalition. So that's all, and well played.
All right. Thank you. Prince of Orange.
Fantastic battle as always, and thank you to the umpires and everything. Yeah, this was one of the more interesting battles I've ever played. One, because of the sheer ahistorical nature of it, and two, also just the sheer size of it. I was when I first saw the deployment, I thought that was the whole. First thought, what was my command? I thought that was the whole British Army, and I'm like, no, that's only my command. So I was quite surprised. So I liked this grand scale. And I know it was a lot of umpires, so thank you, but it was very fun. I commanded the left flank. I didn't command the extreme left. That was a hard shield. And for most of the battle, I just held position and had occasional skirmishes with French. But until literally last turn, I thought we were doing pretty well. Even last turn, I thought we were doing pretty well in holding. I did not see the French hard attack coming down the road. I did not know that the French were going to break through to the left, etc. But I personally had a fun game. I'd say that our commander had a very good plan, and yeah. The one other thing I would say is the biggest takeaway I have of this game is this is by far the most impressed I've ever been by a player who this is their first game ever, and that is to Arden Shield. He showed up literally 5 minutes before the game started, had no clue what was going on. I gave him a small command in the north, south. I don't know what the directions is. Towards the French line, he was to scout, and he did a beyond phenomenal job of learning the French positions, dueling with them, etc. He even told me before this attack started that he thinks 2.5 corps are around here. His dispatches were very detailed, and I've never been more impressed by a first-time player ever. Even though that's where the breakthrough happened, that is where our line is weakest. We were hoping that the French would not attack this direction. We have militia, we have very weak forces, and this is only 1 corps. They attack with 2.5 corps. But regardless, despite his very small command and his first time, I couldn't be more impressed by a first showing of a player. So well done to you, Arden Shield.
All right. Thank you. Well, with that, I think that's everyone. For those who are watching, I failed to have the mic set up right to begin with, so most of the recording, unfortunately, doesn't have sound. I did catch it maybe the last hour, but I apologize for those who are going to go back and watch. But you're welcome to hang around and keep talking. I'm going to end the recording now, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next game.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, thank you, James.